you are not a body-mind complex. You are not even the Jivatman, the piece or a spark of Paramatman. You are Paramatman manifesting as Jivatman in the body and mind. This is your true definition. We saw that. Then we understood that analogy of the chariot, that the chariot of the body has these many things. The passenger is the Jivatman. The chariot here, the Sarathi, is the Buddhi. The Pragrahan, that is the reins, is the mind. And all the senses are the 5 horses. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. And they are running on their road, where vision, sight, taste, smell, hear, they are running behind all these objects, these horses. The one whose buddhi is very good, Vijnanvan bhavati, they say, good buddhi, discriminating buddhi, and mind is also samanaska sada shuchihi, pure mind and very strong mind, not a weak-minded fellow. That person whose buddhi is very intelligent and discriminating, they know the difference between world and God, they know the difference between preyo and shreyo. Such a discriminating buddhi and very strong mind, very focused mind. That person can control these horses, these senses, and not allow them to run here and there. Take them on the right path. That was the idea of the chariot. So chariot has the passenger, the Atma, and this Atma, Mano Indriya Yuktaha, with the combination of Indriyas and the Manas, is enjoying the world. So when we see something, who sees? Not the eyes, not even the mind, but behind the mind there is this awareness, Chaitanya Shakti. That alone sees, that alone enjoys whatever happens in our life, is we saw in these shlokas. And then we said finally that the one who is able to do this, Vijnana Sarathir Yastu Manah Pragravahan Naraha So Advanaha Paramapnoti Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. The one who is Buddhi is Vijnanavan, very good discriminating intellect. He knows the difference between the bad and good. The one whose mind is very much under control, is not running here and there, and very strong mind, not a weak-minded fellow. Here itself, so Advanaha, now and here itself, such a person attains the Paramapadam, the highest state. It means you don't have to die to attain Brahman. As you are alive now, if your buddhi becomes discriminating, mind becomes pure, you attain that ultimate state of Brahman. Tad Vishnoha Paramam Padam, it said. Then we saw what? A very beautiful analogy of how Indriyebhya Parahi Artha. Compared to the senses, the sense objects are more powerful because it's for their sake the senses are there. If I want to see, touch, taste, smell, hear, that is why I have eyes, nose, mouth, ears and skin. But that is why Indriya Artha, the reason for these Indriyas are more powerful than the Indriyas themselves. And then more powerful than these Indriya Arthas is Mana, because mind enjoys. Suppose my mind is not here, I can't hear. Though my ears are here, my body is here, I am not hearing the lecture. So mind is more powerful than the Indriya and Indriya Arthas, and more powerful or subtler than the mind is Buddhi, because unless Buddhi analyzes, mind does not understand anything. The one whose Buddhi is not sharp cannot understand the lecture. So Buddhi is sharper than the mind. And then more than Buddhi is the Atman, the Jivatma we said, inside us, the spark of divinity. And more than Jivatma is powerful is we saw Mahataha. We learnt about the concept of creation from the Aitareyopaniṣad, how Brahman was there. When he started thinking, I need to create, he became Ishvara and Maya Shakti came. From him came the Hiranyagarbha, the 4 things, Ambha, Maraha, Marichi and Apaha, 4 lokas got created, and from them Hiranyagarbha came the Virata Purusha, in which all the deities went and settled down. From the Virata Purusha came the Jiva, in which Brahman occupied the heart as a spark. All this we saw in the Aitareyopaniṣad. So that way it says, beyond the individual consciousness, the Atman is the greater consciousness, the Mahati. Beyond Mahati is the Ishvara, the unmanifest Brahman. And beyond that is the Brahman, which is called Purusha, because he is residing everywhere. So Purushanna Param Kinchit Sa Kashta Sa Param Gati hai. Ultimate final destination is the Purusha, the Brahman who is unmanifest, Nirguna, Niranjana, Sanatana, Niketana, Nitya Shuddha, Buddha, Mukta, Nirmala Swarupinam, that is what it is said. That is the ultimate state. So from your objects Indriyas, you come into the objects of the Indriyas. From there, get into the mind. Greater than mind is your buddhi. Greater than buddhi is your Jivatman. Greater than Jivatman is your Mahati Atman, the greater one, Hiranyagarbha. Greater than that is the Avyakta Atman, which is the Ishvara. And greater than that is the Brahman, Purusha. This is what he teaches. Our Yama teaches Nachiketa. But next, he doesn't stop here. He says, this can be understood by Sukshma Buddhi people, whose buddhi is very sharp, because it is very subtle concept. Physically, we can only see things. Subtle concepts are difficult to understand unless buddhi has become sharp and pure. So, agreya buddhya sukshmaya sukshma darshibi, he says. Only with a focused mind, sharp buddhi can somebody understand this. Otherwise, they only understand the world. And from there he taught a very beautiful meditation, which is the core and essence of this particular chapter. Yached vang manasi prajnastad yached jnana atmani mahatini yached tad yached shanta atmani. Take the organs and put them into the indriyartha. And indriyartha, you take them, put them into the mind, because mind is greater than them. Take the mind, merge it into the buddhi. Buddhi is greater than mind. Take this buddhi, merge into the Mahabuddhi, the Mahati Buddhi, the intelligence of God. Means surrender your buddhi to God's buddhi. Let God decide everything in your life. As individual, you don't take a decision. God's mind will work through you. Become surrendered. From there, surrender that buddhi also into the highest self, which is the Brahman, supreme consciousness. Prajnanam Brahma they call. What is the true nature of Brahman? It's prajnana. It is the consciousness, awareness. That's all. Does it have hands, legs, eyes, ears, nose? Nothing. Does it have shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha? Nothing. Does it even think, and is it intelligent or dull? No attribute. It just knows. It is. That is what we say, asti bhati priyam nama rupam. In this panchamshakam, asti bhati priyam is brahma rupam and nama rupa is the jagat rupam. When you remove names and forms, what remains is the Brahma Tattvam. In Brahma Tattvam also, if you further filter, ultimately you will come to only one Tattva of Brahman, which is Asti. It is. And that is what he taught us in this particular thing, that how you should Mahati Atmani and then Shanta Atmani it calls. Jnana Atmani is the Jivatma, Mahati Atmani is the Hiranyagarbha, the cosmic consciousness. And from there, Shanta Atmani is the supreme Brahman. You have to go all the way till there. We studied how to go in 8 steps. And then he says, having learnt all these, he tells Nachiketa, Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapya Varan Nibodhata. Arise, awake and stop not till the goal is reached. As is how Swami Vivekananda said this. And he said it's a difficult path for those who have never had concentration of mind, whose mind is running behind worldly pleasures, whose buddhi is scattered, they don't have a proper guru, they don't know how to proceed on this path, they don't have Shraddha, Brahmacharya. Such people cannot attain. For them it is difficult, Shurasya Dhara, like the razor's edge which is sharpened. That is what the Brahmavidas are saying. He warns him, cautions him. Like any child, when he is going out of the house, mother will tell, be careful. Father will say, be careful. Not that the child won't be careful, but father and mother, out of concern, they tell. Like that Yama is telling. And then he explains, this one cannot be understood by the senses. It is beyond that. Anadi anantam mahata param durvyam. When you know this nichaya, tan mrityumukhat pramuchyate, once you come to know of it, you escape the jaws of death. It means body may die. Now don't think that you will become Chiranjeevi. Idea is that body may die, but you don't die. The fear of birth and death disappears from the mind of a Brahmagyani. He becomes Jivan Mukta. He is not bound by temptations of the world, not bound by the fear. So whole world swings between greed and fear. On one side, greed pulls us to do whatever we want. Other side, the fear makes us do what we want. On one side, we run towards the thing, and other side, we run away from things. This is what we do all our lives. But we will be going beyond this. Greed of the world cannot tempt us. The fears of the world, like disease and death, cannot scare us. That is the state of Jivan Mukta. One who understands this tattva, that person becomes a Jivan Mukta. So it says, Uktva Shrutva Cha Medhavi Brahmaloke Mahiyate. The one who listens to Kathopanishad, the one who speaks about Kathopanishad, what happens to them? Brahmaloka Mahiyate. They attain the Loka of Brahman. Means what? Loka means experience. Loka means a state of mind. Therefore, they attain a new state of mind from thinking I am just this body and which is going to grow old and die. I am rich, poor, ugly, handsome, I am famous, I am not famous, I am powerful, I am weak. From these limitedness, they are liberated. Now they think of themselves as I alone am. that Brahman I am, and that is called Brahmaloke Mahiyate. Their vision changes, their attitude changes, they become fully free from all the small attachments of life. And also, very beautifully concludes this by saying, the one who talks about this, Ya imam paramam guhyam shravayet brahma samsadi, in the assembly of noble people, the one who speaks about this truth, where everybody wants to listen to this truth, like you all are. Prayatah shraddha kalevapi. Even in that last moment, suppose the person never got the opportunity to listen while he was alive, he is already died. Generally, if anybody is going to die, what do? We chant Bhagavad Gita shlokas, especially the second adhyaya, na jayate mriyate or vasansi jirnani yatha vihaya, to make the soul realize that this body is not the ultimate. You go beyond this. You are Atman. Don't be worried. Don't be afraid of death. Like that, we try to put some thought into the person's mind. Or when you are going, Ramanama Satya hai, they say that Ramanama alone is truth. Everything else is mithya. But this was all to help the soul get liberated from the body. Attachment should go. So he says, even Shraddha Kaleva, if somebody listens on the 13th day when Shraddha Kala is going on, or in another Shraddha, let us say you missed it even listening during your lifetime. On the Shraddha day, 13th day also, you Jivatma missed it. Next time when your people of your family, like your sons and grandsons, are doing your Shraddha Puja, even then if you get to listen to the truth of Kathopanishad, Tadanantyaya Kalpate, you will attain the infinite, that Brahman. So even during the life, if you listen, here only, so dhvanaha, here itself you will realize and become Brahman, and you will be liberated from the pettiness. If you miss that, at least on 13th day, if your family chants, there you will be able to attain it. Suppose they miss that also, and next Punyatithi, whenever it's coming, they are chanting Kathopanishad and discussing Kathopanishad. Even then there is a possibility that from Pitruloka, wherever the soul is, it will be liberated into Brahman. Like Yatha Nadyah Sandamanaha Samudre Aste Gachanti. Like rivers flow towards the ocean. And what do they? Namarupa Vihaya. They become free from their name and form and become the ocean. Tatha Vidwan, the same way. What does it happen? Namarupad Vimuktaha gives up his name and form and ultimately reaches Paramam Purushamupaiti Divyam. He ultimately reaches that Purusha, the Brahman, when he gives up this attachment to name and form, to the body, I and mine. Such a person reaches the ultimate state. This is the essence of Kathopanishad. Like you have to breathe for yourself, eat for yourself, sleep for yourself. Nobody can do it for you. Like that, attaining Atma Jnana is your personal effort. Nobody can do it for you. Even a guru can take you this far and not further and leave you there. Beyond that, walking is your own problem. That is why it's said in Taoism, when a Shishya is ready, the Guru appears. When Shishya is really ready, the Guru disappears. So to make you ready, Guru appears. But you really, when you get ready, disappears. Like a coach, suppose you are going for a marathon or you are going for a Olympic race, a Guru, a coach will be there. He will run with you during the practice. He will be with you during the practice. But on the final race day, Guru is not going to come to you. You have to run your race all by yourself. So far only Kathopanishad can help you. It can teach you how to run the race of life. But once the race starts, the coach is not there. He has to stand away and you have to run your own race. So each one to himself is the Adhyatmika Marga. In other Margas, let us go together, it is okay. In Adhyatma Marga, Adhi Atmam, it is within you. Within you, only you are there. Next person cannot get inside you. Therefore, this is your path. Pay attention to this and follow these practices. We have done Master the Mind meditations. We have also done this Kathopanishad so far. And the essence of Kathopanishad is the meditation that take the Indriya and all the distractions of the mind and put them into the mind. Concentrate and focus the mind on one thought, put that into the buddhi. Take that buddhi and merge it into, surrender it to the higher divine will, divine consciousness, and from there you rise and become divine himself. Brahmaveda Brahmaiva Bhavati, says Mundakopanishad. You become Brahman if you know Brahman. For everything else, if you know that, you don't become that. If I know this is a mic, I don't become a mic. Mic is different from me. But in Brahma Vidya, the knower of Brahman becomes the Brahman. Like the river becomes the ocean. And after it merges in the ocean, can you separate the water of Ganga, Yamuna and Krishna and Kaveri? Not possible. Everything is Bay of Bengal. Take from wherever. Likewise, the once you realize Brahman, we all become one in Brahman. We don't remain as separate existence. As I said, unless we realize this Brahma Vidya, this love all, serve all is not possible. We can love some or love most, but loving all is possible only when you realize that everything is you and nothing else exists other than you. In the sense, you are Brahman and everything is Brahman. This Guruji was there. Somebody's son died. They were devotees of this Guru. So this Guru went to their home to console them. Na jayate mriyate va vipaschidna naim kaschid babuvak. All this story. That nobody dies, who dies, body dies, Atma doesn't die, your son has not died, Atma doesn't, all these stories. Parents, papam, they're very innocent. So they told Guruji, thank you for giving us this buddhi, otherwise we were so sad, we didn't know how to react to this situation. They were very happy now. And then Guruji left, took his dakshina and back to his home. After some time, the Guru's favorite goat died. And this Guruji was crying and crying and crying. Oh, my favorite goat, it used to give me milk, I used to drink its milk in the morning, now who will give milk? So these bhaktas came, the parents came to this Guruji's ashram and said, Guruji, just now, 1 week back, you gave us a lecture on our son's death saying that body dies, Atma doesn't die, why are you crying, who dies, who is born, everything is one. Well, now you are crying for your goat. Then Guruji says, that is your son, this is my goat, that's why I am crying. Giving lecture on Brahma Jnana to others is very easy. Following it in your life is very difficult. Spirituality is fearlessness. If you are this much fear is there in your life, what will happen tomorrow, what will happen to this, what will happen to that, then you have not become a spiritual person. You only think you are spiritual. Any soldier is a brave soldier till the war starts. When war starts, I can't go and fight the war. All your training is useless then. That's why even if medicine is 50% efficient, we start feeling better. Because the rest 50% is our imaginary fear and suffering and pain. So that part, there is no medicine for that. Only knowledge is the medicine for that. There is no other medicine. And knowledge should be there. Antibody testing they are doing. What does it mean antibody testing means? Means those antibodies are there in your body. What is antibody? Science students should know. Antibody is our immune system's response to a virus in the body. So virus has something called antigen. Antigen is the protein of the virus, which is on the external of the virus. And antibodies are produced in the body. These antibodies go and lock up with the antigen of the virus and they destroy the protein. Once the protein is destroyed, the virus is destroyed because that is its food and support system, the protein. So any infection that comes into the body has an autoimmune response system. It immediately produces antibodies to go and fight the virus. And these antibodies are so many types. According to the antigen, they will decide and modify themselves and fight. So, body has its own intelligence. And what is this intelligence of the body? Who created this body? Brahman. And all Brahman's intelligence is there in every cell of the body. Mahati Atmani is there. Now, if your Jnana Atmani does not interfere with Mahati Atmani is capable of taking care of itself. But when we as individuals get afraid, when we don't eat properly, don't do our exercises, don't maintain a healthy, pure lifestyle, it means our Jnana Atmani is interfering with the Mahati Atmani. That's why all the sickness, psychological, most of the diseases are psychosomatic. Because their Jnana Atmani, their individual buddhi is too strong. And what does this individual buddhi think? I am the body, I am the mind, I have to protect this body, I have to protect this mind, this is all my truth is. Ishte. That is why they are always suffering. Where our Indian philosophy that I am beyond this body and mind, I am the Brahman itself, very difficult to touch them. Their mind is so strong because their mind is merged with Brahman. And therefore, they are very difficult to disturb those who are spiritually aware. Even if suppose they get the disease and die, like Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had a throat cancer. They hardly bothered about his throat cancer. I was telling the other day, when his disciples said, you are not eating anything, your throat cancer is there, you are becoming so weak. Please pray to Mother Kali, she talks to you, tell her to remove the cancer. He said, what do I pray to her? Does she not know already? No, 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 for our sake you pray. So Ramakrishna prayed to Mother Kali. Amma, this is what the disciples are saying, that I am not eating anything because of the throat cancer. What should we do? Mother said, how does it matter? I eat through so many mouths. If I don't eat from your mouth, I don't lose anything. She said like that, and matter ended there. No more discussions. Ramakrishna is happy. One day it seems a person came and said, oh, you are suffering so much. And Ramakrishna was acting as if he is suffering. But one more disciple was there, very Sukshma Buddhi. He said, Ramakrishna, you are just acting, you are not suffering, you are in bliss all the time. And Ramakrishna said, this rascal has caught me red-handed, he said. This other fellow has caught me red-handed, because actually body may be suffering. I am not suffering. I am not the body. I am always Brahman. Asangoham, asongoham, asangoham, avyayah. Satchidananda rupoham, ahameva aham. Punaha punaha, says Brahma Jnanavalli. I am detached always. Avyayam, I cannot be destroyed. I am always detached. And Satchidananda rupoham, I am Sat Chit Ananda. I am that existence, I am the awareness, I am bliss. That is my true nature. Aham eva aham, I am I. Punaha punaha, again and again. Every time I am born in different bodies, in different families, in different situations, yet I alone am. How do you define? If somebody asks you, who are you? I am so and so. What are you doing? I am doing this and this. Where are you going? I am going there and there. When are you coming? I am coming day after. In everything, what is common? In going, coming, doing, being, what is common? I am is common. Therefore, your true definition is I am, asti. This is what Brahma Jnanavalli says. Ahameva aham. The best definition to you is, who are you? I am I. That is the definition. And what is that I? Brahman, asti iti. That's all is your truth. Everything else is passing clouds. Everything else is shadow. Think more of whatever you have learned so far. I want you to meditate on whatever has been learned. So that will not happen. Your mind will be engaged with positive thoughts. Negative thoughts won't come. 1. 2. Take precautions in your food habits. Don't overeat, because overeating means all the oxygen will be spent in digesting your food only. Then where is the oxygen for the rest of the blood cells, what you call as the B cells? Where is there? They don't have any more oxygen left to produce antibodies. So eat yukta ahara viharasya. See how spirituality helps in our physical life. Eat less, so that your body needs only the limited energy to digest your food. Rest of the energy is with the body. The samana vayu, the udana vayu is strong, which helps you to produce antibodies and fight the diseases. That is the second thing. Third thing, as I said, is talk less. Do more mauna sadhana. Be within yourself. Then what happens? You will come to know yourself better. See, we know the whole world, but we don't know ourselves. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who am I? Nobody asks. So now this is the time to find out who you truly are. What's going on inside you? What are your thought processes? What is your dreams in life? What is that ultimately you want to really be? And how to be that? All this you can do it now. You don't have to run outside. So many benefits are there.